So we're smoking weed. Yeah.
We smoke weed.
We always smoke weed.
We
though.
do smoke a lot of weed.
Oh, look, it's time. The show is on. Hey, welcome. Hey, yes, well, you know, this is the... oh, look, more marijuana. Oh, this is the long weekend 42nd Canadian General Election kickoff party episode of the 420 Lifestyle Show. That's right. Yeah, the 24th episode on the 42nd general election. All right, just because I know these are all these numbers, people like I just want to throw zeros in there, we make 420s out of all this. We have all the right numbers, just in the wrong orders. Welcome back to the show, Carly Marley.
Thank you for having me back. Glad to be back.
Oh, geez, what the hell? That's tasty marijuana.
Yeah, it is.
What are you smoking?
I don't know. What are we smoking? It was passed to us from over there somewhere. I think David Mamo Levine, who's in the house, passed. Did you roll that joint?
Yeah, it's a combination of
Combination.
some purple kush and some bottom of the bag.
Purple Kush and scrapings from the bottom of the sack.
Sack scraping.
Lower sack scrapings. Whoa, that's not sounding good anymore. Cool. Where the hell did that come from?
It does taste good, though, in all reality.
Oh, man. What a crazy week it's been. As you all know, the election has started. You know who went out and called the election. And very interesting. What a contrast on the first day of campaigning, where, on Sunday, Justin Trudeau was marching in Pride Parade here in Vancouver, shaking hands with people, supporters, had all his, all the local candidates, the local team, all marching there, having a great time. Everybody was out, interacting, mingling with the electorate, the voters. And then you see pictures of Stephen Harper's bus surrounded by protesters and armed thugs, armed guards.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. You didn't see that one?
No, I did not see that one.
Oh, they were sitting in the street and wouldn't let the bus move. They were protesting the bus. I heard they were putting Stop Harper stickers on the bus.
That's hilarious.
And, and there was pictures. So, but what was even funnier was the armed guards. I don't know if they're CSIS or what they are. First of all, they all looked extremely young. But they were wearing the guys had the gray, white, and black motif camo pants on. Like sort of...
Urban camouflage?
Well, it's an urban, more a winter camo kind of, really. But yeah, people tend to use it for urban style. And black shirts. And they were like armed, had, gear on them and stuff. But there was a picture where there was a woman, and you could see her around the other side. Hers were pink.
Oh.
She had the pink style, same camo, but in pink.
What, really?
Yes, same as you can buy from like Bushmasters and stuff, like hunting style. I've seen a lot of women's hunting gear that has pink outlines on it to define it as women's camo gear.
Yeah.
And it's the cuts and the designs of the clothes are actually made for women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's only going to help you during Apple Blossom Day.
Yes, David Malmo-Levine's there. He's heckling me, saying that would only help during cherry blossom or apple blossom day. And yes, if it is cherry blossom season, she'll blend right in.
That's not very useful for the rest of the year.
Well, it was almost like in a way they were trying to make them look like, oh, I know we're armed thugs, but look, we're wearing pink, we're friendly. Like just trying to tone down, I think. It's a mental thing. Well, if you see the pink camo, you'll think, okay, well...
It can't be that scary.
It's actually confusing. It confuses the issue. Are they friendly or are they dangerous? Wait a minute. So it is that, I think was done, it's intentional. Nothing is done by accident with this guy. He's a cold, calculating individual.
Yeah, I've seen that they're wearing the Hello Kitty camouflage.
The Hello Kitty knee pads.
Yeah.
That's, I think, what Steven should be wearing, Mr. Harper.
It'll be like a riot shield, but with the kitty's face.
Oh, yeah. To make you laugh.
Yeah.
When they come running for you, you'd be laughing too hard to resist.
Hello Kitty's coming at you.
If communism is beating the people with the people's stick, then feminism is beating the people with a pink people's stick.
Yes, a pink baton.
They should totally just have like happy faces as the riot shield.
Well, I mean, artwork can be very forceful in colors and things of that nature. So don't forget, it works both ways. It works both ways. And some of it's getting hard to find them because I saw so many of them when they were having the riots in Greece a couple years back, over the last couple years. There was a whole number of people who, I guess there was a thing in Greece where they started spraying down cops with pink paint. Like house paint. Oh, yeah, and I saw, like, videos. There was one video that I can't find anymore. I think it was taken down, where this guy makes this cop chase him down an alley, and it is a narrow alley. And there was two guys with buckets of paint waiting at the end of the alley, and the guy runs through. As soon as the cop came through, they just nail him from both sides. I mean, the guy just stood there like, what the? Everybody was gone, and he was covered in pink paint.
That's hilarious.
Another one where a guy, and this one I think you can still find the video, where there's some guy has figured out how to fill up and pressurize fire extinguishers with pink paint. Yeah, and it's kind of weird because you see him, he's going up, and the cops are like spraying tear gas or pepper spray, and they're kind of like running up, trying to like
That's
duck
interesting.
and spray and you can see it's a big old red fire extinguisher that somehow the guy's rigged it up. He knows
That's
how to
really
get in it
cool.
and, pressurize it. He's got whatever it takes to do that.
I would like to have something like that if the VPD decides to spray the crowd with pepper spray again. It would be fun to have something to retaliate
paint balloons.
Green paint.
Yeah, green paint.
Paint balloons.
Yeah.
Paint balloons.
They'll probably charge with assault.
Oh, guaranteed. Guaranteed you'll get charged with assault. That's why you can't be caught. It's only if you get caught,
Yeah,
right?
but
You
maybe
get
I
charged
can
if you
get
get
away with
caught.
That's true.
Everything is okay until you get caught. That's the way I look at it. Yeah. All right. So we'll before we get into some of the stories we're covering today, we should probably watch a video. And the video we're going to watch isn't actually so much a video as it is it's mostly audio track from two of my favorite comedians, or, well, deceased comedians, McClane and McClane, award-winning Canadian Juno Award winners. They've done all kinds of stuff out there, and even have actually written and done songs with Burton Cummings. Even though Burton Cummings, people tried to have that shit taken down, there's still one song out there, the Fuck You song, that has got some Cummings attachment to it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we played that, I think, a week or two
I
back.
believe we did play that
Oh,
one
yeah,
recently.
we did.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we did. That was dedicated to Stephen Harper. But today we're going to listen to, a little bit of, what's the word I'm looking for? We need a little religion. So this is a little take on Jesus and from McClane and McClane. You want to play that for us, buddy? Thank you.
Keep it over there, Lord. Keep it over there. Listen to my prayer, Lord. Keep it over there.
We're all ready for you, Billy.
Bless you, George. Do we have a generous crowd tonight? My,
You look as busy as a bee. I've got the legs run right off me. There's about 50 or 60,000 people out there, and the Pope is out there as well.
Paul is out there tonight?
Sitting right in the front row, stage left, with a big pointy hat.
I wonder what he's doing here.
Well, never
He's
mind.
probably looking
Never
for
mind that,
bits
Billy.
off my
Let's
show.
just move right out towards the
Well,
stage.
they say that mocking's catching.
Come on, Billy. Let's get the show on the road.
Patience, my child.
Them over there, Lord. Keep them over there. Famine and diseases. Keep them over there.
The Bible says Jesus was just a guy. We see in the inspiring words, verse 7, chapter 3, Jesus chokes at dinner, or Peter slaps the back of Jesus. And so it was that the 12 were sitting around a large table with Jesus at the head. And Jesus turned to Peter with tears in his eyes and said, and Peter said, what? And Matthew, who was sitting on the left hand of Jesus, spoke, I think Jesus is choking on a piece of meat. And Peter began to slap Jesus on the back vigorously, crying, puke it up, puke it up. And Jesus puked in front of his disciples, none of whom felt hungry thereafter.
Jesus had the measles. Jesus had the flu. Jesus had a cold sore. He was just like you.
From this, we see why that event is called the Last Supper. If we need further proof that Jesus had his ups and downs, we can turn to verse 2, chapter 4. Jesus is ignored by Peter, and Jesus said unto them, I am the bread of life, for without me there is no salvation. And Peter turned to Jesus and said, I am sorry, man, I wasn't listening. What did you say? And Jesus said, skip it, it wasn't important. So Peter said, oh. And all that night, Jesus sulked in the corner and would not talk to anyone, not even the chicks.
Jesus had his good days. Jesus had his bad. Mary was his mother. Joseph was his dad.
You know, my friends, when I was going to Bible school, we were taught that Jesus hung around with gamblers, prostitutes, and card sharps. See verse 8, chapter 20. Jesus loses his pop. And so it came to pass that all who were around the table dropped out, leaving only Jesus and Peter playing. And Jesus turned to Peter, who had just bet 20 drachmas, and said, I see your 20 drachmas, and call. What have you got? And Peter said, 4 aces. Count him, Jesus, and none of your goddamn miracles. As you can see, it's all there in the Holy Bible if we will just look. Yes, my friends, Jesus was just a guy.
Here in the beautiful and sacred cesspool of Tomorrow Today, thousands of people have gathered to hear the inspiring words of Billy Evangelist as he preaches from the new, the latest, up-to-date, no-shit version of the gospel according to bitter reality. With us today, the 693-voice Holy Bursting Sweaters of Los Angeles Choir, the Singing Country and Western Faith Testimonial Family, and the 4 men of the deeply religious Emphysemas. And, of course, Billy Evangelist with his sermon for today, Jesus Was Just a Guy. But first, a message that could change your life today.
Yes, and Jesus said, oh, there you have it. Yeah, McClane and McClane, those guys are so funny, or were, the late McClane and McClane.
They're still funny. They still make you laugh.
Oh, yeah,
They're still
classic.
funny.
Classic. I remember seeing those guys in the bar, and as I was telling Carly, actually, off cam, that one of the cool things about seeing them in the bar, you'd leave the bar at the end of the night, And everybody would walk out of the bar laughing and smiling. Like, no fights, no arguing, no posturing, no bullshit. First time you'd ever see a whole shitload of drunks on the same page where everybody was just laughing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Just being, woohoo, that was having a good night. You can't not had a good night watching those guys in the bar. Yeah. Okay, so what's going on? Well, politics. Yeah, that's the name of the game. I spent pretty much the better part of last year sitting here on Mondays in Vapor Central, telling you guys to register to vote and be sure you get out and vote and why it's so important to vote. And I know I was just hammering that at you, and I'm going to continue. Because, I'm like that, repetitive like that.
Because it's important.
Yes,
very,
because it's
very
important.
And it's definitely going to be an interesting elections year.
Oh, God.
On both sides of the border, I think. I think in both the States and in Canada, it's going to be really interesting because it's going to be the game has totally changed now in terms of how they're going to have to strategize. Because, people don't really sit and watch TV the way they used to.
Well, this is why they aren't having the televised debates are all under question, and why Harper's... Yeah. This is even why Harper thought it was safe to even come out originally and say, I'm not going to take part. There was reasons why he won't. But 10 years ago, that would have been suicide, political suicide.
And it should be.
People
should be questioning why he doesn't want to be under the spotlight.
No politician would even dream of saying it. Well, no, now it's easy. He can defend that by the stories that are in the news and the stuff like that about how, like you just said yourself, people don't watch television anymore. As a matter of fact, more than 50% of the people out there have cut cable TV off altogether, don't even have cable in their homes.
Yeah.
So it's common sense. Well, why have televised debate? They were a big deal when we started because everybody got a TV. Well, now everyone's got a computer and everyone's on social media. So, we don't really have a case to make there. That's not a fight. We got to pick our battles. That's not one to really pick. Oh, well, But I still said when they do have debates and Harper won't show up, everybody else should. Sure, versatile. Everyone, I think all the leaders should be willing to take part in any debate anybody organizes.
Yes, and they
make yourself accessible.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
When you don't, in Harper's case, I suggested. I think I tweeted this to Mulcair. Would you please put a cactus in front of where Harper would have stood, because one prick is as good as the other. Yeah, that's me though. Yeah, but no. Oh, look. 420.
Woo!
Happy 420.
Happy 420.
Happy 420.
You know what? What time is it?
That's 420. Light your marijuana.
You know what Bobcat Goldthwait said about voting, right?
What did Bobcat Goldthwait have to say about voting? Besides, I bet he said it very loud.
You want to pick one that's going to hurt the least.
Picking a politician's like picking a dildo. You want to pick one that hurts the least. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We've already done that. Thank you. You're late. You're late. Vicky's late. Anyhow. So there are some things that have changed since the last election. One of the ones that's going to be a big problem, and a lot of people don't realize, is your ID. And I thought I should probably... There's a lot of stuff I can get into, but that's something I should probably start with right now. Can you turn that down for me, Vicky? Yeah. Turn down the music, please. Thank you. Or turn it off. Thanks. We don't do the music. We don't need that for 420. Thank you. Okay, so, as I was saying, ID is going to be a big problem. First of all, your voter identification card that you get in the mail is no longer acceptable to vote. That's not acceptable ID anymore.
Really?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I should probably scroll right down to the details.
Voter ID isn't good enough ID for voting. Then what the F would?
Well, that's because that's just a card. They still want some identification, but here's the problem. This is where the rub comes in.
Blood sample, a stool sample, and a urine sample. I said, here, take my
Yeah,
shit, you know,
David, you're not on mic, so it just you can't do that. Okay, please stop. But yeah, it's just hassling me when you do that. No. If you had a mic, I wouldn't care. But there's no mic. It makes for lousy TV. Anyways, no, you got to prove where you live, and they want you to have your correct address on your driver's license or something other government ID that has your address on it. And that's where the problem's going to come in for a lot of people who move around, haven't had time or gotten around or don't update their license quickly enough, and the money it involves, so people kind of let that lapse. That's a very typical one where people don't want to bother with. And I think this was part of the reason it was done intentionally, because it'll make it difficult to vote. You know, the conservatives said that, we're doing it because we think that, I think it was that Peter Poliver, Skippy, that we call him Skippy. He said that, he thought it was reasonable. Canadians expected people to have identification when they vote. But that was more to prove your identity, not to prove where you lived. Your voter ID card proved that, because it was usually current. It was sent to you in the mail. I got my card. Here's my iPhoto ID. Let me vote. So it's going to be tough now.
Yeah.
One person who does have proper ID can vouch for one person at the polls, but only one person.
That's interesting.
That's also a new
That's
rule.
helpful. That's good to know.
I haven't been able to find out if a piece of mail, like a current bill, like utility bill, if that is good or not. I don't know about that yet. I've been trying to find that out because that would be also, here's my most current dated monthly cable bill or whatever. If you get that, say, internet bill. There you go. So, these are probably the this is the one thing for most people that is going to be the biggest change in this.
Yeah.
I think, is this it here? Yes, here it is. They'll need to produce identification that shows where they live before being allowed to cast ballots. As well, voter information cards sent to all electors by Elections Canada will no longer be considered valid pieces of ID. This could disenfranchise tens of thousands of voters, particularly the elderly, young people, and Aboriginals who are the least likely to have proof of address. You can get another person who is registered to vote in the same polling area and does have the proper ID to attest to his or her address. This person can attest for only one other person. It didn't mention anything about bills. We'll try to find that out and let you know as soon as I do. Guaranteed. Here's a little blurb I picked off of another website. We'll give you a translation in a second, but it said, for the next 11 weeks, that's what Harper will seek to persuade Canadians they need and want, and that he's the person for the job. This is an election about leadership on the big issues that affect us all, our economy and the nation's security, said Harper in front of Rideau Hall after asking the Governor General to dissolve Parliament. That's David. He's a real pussy, Governor General we have now. David Johnson. What a pussy. Harper's lapdog. He should have told Harper, no, we'll do it the regular way, 37 days. That's it. Harper says, I will be asking for their support to continue and deliver sound economic management and to take the difficult decisions necessary to protect our country's security. Well, if you want to read between the lines on that, first of all, he's got the worst economic record of any prime minister since the Second World War. And that shit you can just look up, okay? That's fact, regardless of what he says. And secondly, making the difficult decisions necessary to protect our country's security translates into, oh, look, C-51 and worse.
Yeah.
You know, and just more police powers and less rights and...
C-51 doesn't make me feel any safer, that's for damn sure.
Not at all. As a matter of fact, anytime cops are anywhere around me, I feel less safe.
Yep.
There was another interesting article that's floating around right now, actually on a video form, about how, I forget, some huge percentage of American kids, there's a retooling of the American educational system. So now all these younger kids in like grade 9, 7 and stuff were on tests think that Canada is a dictatorship. It was on. I saw that on a news story just recently too. Yeah, they were given these multiple choice tests.
Wow.
So where they fill in the multiple choice, and when they're under what they thought Canada was, it's like huge, like large majorities of them are putting in. They thought it's a dictatorship and was governed by the military.
They're not that far off.
But it's the way the questions are being presented in these multiple choice questions is misleading. That's what the findings of this really are. Is how it's being presented to give these kids that option in the first place, because it's not being taught, obviously. So
Maybe the kids watch the news.
yeah, maybe they watch the news. Maybe they have the internet at home. Whoa! Maybe they're online. Maybe they've got one of these little devices that is 300 times more powerful than the one that sent the Apollo mission to the moon. Yeah. So what Stephen Harper is really saying translates into a crock of shit and C-51 for you, fucker. Those are the words, literally, quote unquote, what Stephen is thinking.
Yep.
Jeremiah's like, hold on, I'm taking a picture. He's taking a picture of a roach. Yeah. I made some here. I got some here today. I brought some in because I made up some more.
Fun.
Yay. Conservative flags for dog shit. That's right. And I'll be out there later on tonight, looking around in the park for dog shit, sticking these little flags in there so nobody else steps in it. It's a warning. They're like warning flags. Dog shit. And my avatar on my profile pic on my Facebook page, and I think on my Twitter as well now is a picture of a dog shit with one of these in it, which I intend on leaving up until the end of the election because I feel it's appropriate.
Have you seen these news stickers? I saw one the other day with Jeremiah, and it looks a similar style to the Obama election posters.
Is it nope?
Yeah.
Actually,
and it's got Stephen
Harper's
face on it. Oh,
yeah.
so good.
I saw Tracy Curley just posted a picture on Facebook on that. I saw that just before I
see it on
started
Facebook
the
now.
show.
We saw it.
He's got it
got
his phone.
slapped on somewhere outside. Somebody stuck it up somewhere. So it's cool. I like it.
I was driving in the last couple months. Every time I would drive in some area, like residential area, usually around in Vancouver, especially in East Van or even out West Van, Kitsilano, it doesn't matter. It's like I'll be looking for a parking spot, find one on a side street, park my car, and then it's usually I'll look up and I'll go, oh, somebody's written Harper on the stop sign. That's everywhere.
It's
not even
good.
stickers. Some
Everyone
of these are
just
like
do
spray
it.
painted. Somebody's got a stencil.
Just keep a Sharpie with you, and every time you go past a stop sign and there's no one around, just write
No,
Harper.
these ones are all in white.
Oh, white.
Yeah,
oh,
or they've got like a
pro.
white marker or something. Like one of I don't know, but it's just so. I mean, every time I look, I just keep, I turn around, I keep noticing it, and I'm like, wow, that's kind of cool. He's not liked in this town. Yeah,
Nope.
There's just so many, and well, like I say, his campaign bus is like getting stickered. Stop Harper.
That is funny.
Whose website? StopHarper.ca. You can get stickers. Yeah. Yeah, everybody's got them stickers.
It's awesome.
I got one on the back of my car with one of the Harper trash stickers that are like I had done up, but not too many of those around anymore. I have the stencil, spray paint version, big. I should put it on the sidewalk out front. Oh, who, me? You've done it before, yeah. Oh, that one, yeah. All right, what else we got here? Let's talk about. Oh, here's something we definitely need. We should have Stephen Harper election lying counter. Right? How many bullshit counter? How many bullshit blatant lies will Stephen Harper tell during the election? I think we should have a counter up online.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, right out the gate, he completely bullshitted people right out, like, as soon as he opened his mouth.
Yep.
Here's an article from the HuffPost that said that Stevie's desire to save taxpayers' money motivated his decision to call an 11-week campaign. That's actually going to cost. It's going to cost us taxpayers millions of dollars more. On Sunday, outside of Rideau Hall, after I guess he walked out and David there agreed to let him dissolve Parliament, call the election. He said it was essential to start the campaign in the first week of August ahead of the vote October 19th. The 78 campaign will be the longest in more than a century and almost certainly the costliest in Canadian history. Steve said, it is my intention to begin campaign-related activities, and it is also the case for the other party leaders. It's important that these campaigns be funded by the parties themselves rather than taxpayers, the Conservative leader said. He told reporters that with the fixed election date in place, his rivals were already campaigning. He suggested it would not be right of him as Prime Minister to use government resources to compete. The guy's been running attack ads for over a year and a half. The call, he added, was about making sure all parties are, and I quote, operating within the rules and not using taxpayers' money directly. This is from a guy whose party was found in contempt of Parliament, whose ethics guy is in jail or went to jail, was led away in handcuffs and chains and shackles, who's like, this is just one criminal activity after another. How does he have the gall to talk to people who come out and talk about fucking rules? So much so that we can have an international UN committee monitoring the election because the last time around you broke so many damn rules. Oh, fuck. This is just
sad.
We need the counter. Where the hell's the counter? You got to get the web guys on this shit, man. We got to get a counter up.
Steve never talks to the media, so it'll be at zero for pretty much the whole time. He barely ever talks. Today we get a few, and then that's all he'll say.
And it's so funny, too. Where was it the other day? He took 2 questions, and right away he looked uncomfortable as hell. He was squirming. Oh, God. This man.
That was the most, those 5 questions he's talked in a long time.
We need it. Yeah. Oh, no. He doesn't. That's bullshit. It's bullshit. Such a crock. All right. What time is it? It's 4:30. Oh, yeah. Did I mention? They're not here today. It's a holiday Monday. But this show is sponsored by 3 Happy Cats, your perfect provider.
Meow.
Meow, meow.
Meow.
Yeah. It's too bad Penny's not here. I think she's in Edmonton. Tommy's leaving tomorrow. Holy shit. Yeah.
You're still here.
I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. Although I'm considering, I want to, well, I guess we'll see. I wanted to get over on, well, I'll do the countdown calendar, and that way you'll hear about what we're talking about. That way. That makes it easier.
Yeah, there you go.
Segue into the damn story. Can you do me a favor and grab me a drink? Yeah. Actually, grab me like a drink. No, I want like a coconut water. Please. Thanks, son. Okay, countdown calendar. Yo. This Wednesday, August 5th. Fuck, we're in August, man. This is August. A peaceful assembly at Rona's. This will be in Edmonton, Alberta. They're encouraging people, if you are a medical cannabis user or support cannabis as medicine, to come down and support our outrage at what Rona Ambrose is doing to hinder Canadian adults in their choice of medicine. 11 a.m. It's 6801 170th Street in Edmonton, Alberta.
Oh, I got so excited when I heard about this, and then when I heard it was in Edmonton, I was like, I would love to be there. That would be fun.
Oh,
that
you know I'd be down there. If
If
Rona had an office here, boy, I would have. There'd be videos up. They'd be putting up that video. Tell me of me storming Rona's office with a freaking bong in my hand. Oh, fuck you, bitch! Sidewalk chalking up her.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I'd be
probably
out there. She'd be. Oh yeah. There wouldn't be no. I'd be hounding that girl.
Yeah.
Should have seen what I did to.
So if you are in
should have seen
Edmonton,
what I
do
did
it.
to Lunny's office over a year and a half. Oh, I would every night. I used to go down every night and cover his windows with like posters and stick like chalk up all out in front of the place with all these messages, sidewalk chalk all around the place.
That's awesome.
Every single day, I would go down and do that. All right, back to the calendar. Okay, we got Wednesday, August 5th out of the way. Thank you, sir. City Hall protest against unreasonable regulations here in Vancouver on Monday, August the 10th at 11 a.m. at Vancouver City Hall, 453 West 12th Avenue, and that's at 12th and Main. Neil Magnussen's putting that together. I believe the 10th is a rally to decide the approach of a protest at a later date.
Yeah, I think there's two.
That's something you
things,
added in
right?
there.
Isn't there? Wasn't Neil talking about that? How there's one date on the 10th?
There's the steam clock. I'm not sure.
That's over. That's over. That was the other day, and it didn't turn out to be anything. It was a no-show. Okay, August 12th. Peaceful assembly at City Hall, 11 a.m. 1 Sir Winston Churchill Square, Edmonton, Alberta. August the 15th, the Kitchener Potluck Picnic, Victoria Park at 80 Schneider Street, I guess. That's in Kitchener, Ontario. That's the third annual Potluck Picnic. Bring what you can, eat what you like, and spend a great day in the park with like-minded friends.
Very cool.
Sounds like fun in Kitchener. Mm-hmm. Little hangout with some like-minded weed heads. Hang out with your people, man. Smoke some good weed. Yeah. Dabbing in the park. Hey, that's it. Dabs in the park. All right. August the 19th, another peaceful assembly at the Alberta Legislative Grounds at 10897 Avenue, out front by the wading pool. Our hope is to inform the NDP government about how medical cannabis is a medicine, as well as inform them that the people of Alberta need dispensaries in order to access their chosen medicine. Good enough. August 20th, Neil Magnussen's next court appearance, 8:30 a.m. at 222 Main Street here in Vancouver. And now here's the one you want to talk about. That we're going to get. This is the one we're bringing up. I'll skip over this one and come back to it, all right? And then we'll talk about it. September 2nd, this is something I'm trying to get to, and I'm pretty sure I'm going, but it'll depend. I have a meeting on Wednesday. But Wednesday, September 2nd, Hempology 101 is having its 20th anniversary. Wow, 20 years. I can't believe it's been 20 years, man. They're having a march from Centennial Square, that's the City Hall in Victoria, to the BC Legislative Buildings, and they're going to celebrate 20 years of Hempology 101. Join Ted Smith, hopefully myself, and the Hempology team to demonstrate your support for cannabis legalization through education. And so Ted's hoping to get some more people, but some of us together that we've been there since the very beginning, like I'm like, wow, I've been a member of 20 years. What? How the hell did that happen? I can't. Holy shit! I feel kind of like honored. Oh wow! I feel like I should be having like original member patch. Yeah. Men of marijuana.
Nice.
Original.
I like it. Men of marijuana.
Men of marijuana. Original member. Yeah, that's me. Anthology 101 patch. All right, September 19th, the 31st annual Port Alberni Toy Run. I don't know if I'll be able to go over for that, but yeah, speaking of bikers. Yeah, you know, it's that's a great thing, and those guys are awesome. I used to be when I left, I retired. I was the vice chair 1 year there when I left. Done a lot of work, volunteer work there. It's a great organization, raises a shit ton of money for kids. And, great job, guys, over there. Congrats, and I hope you guys do well this year. And if I can make it, I will. And lastly on the, no, because we're going to go back. But lastly on the list, on October 2nd through the 4th, the Prairie Medicinal Harvest Cup, which we're supposed to be again. I got a meeting on this Wednesday. We'll see what's going on. But I'm going to be trying to get to that and co-host that with my good friend Jeremiah Vandermeer as well as Matt Murnaugh from Toronto, but I guess we're still waiting to see that come together. Okay. Now let's go back, skip backwards in the dates. We'll go back in time to August 21st. Here in Vancouver on Commercial Drive, FTP Street Party protesting unjust permits and regulations here in Vancouver. Now, if you haven't figured it out by now, FTP stands for Fuck the Police. And basically, is David Malmo Levine sitting here, over here, looking intently at his telephone, mentioned earlier how the regulations or police are trying to charge people exorbitant fees, or the city, for policing costs, for having simple rallies, protests, gatherings, bicycle rides, and all the things that make up for strong communities and bring people out and bring people together. In my opinion, this is what we do. This is something very traditional going on that happens in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Well,
for a long time in the city, it's not just the people like us, the pot activists who have been gathering peacefully and representing their culture. We have the bicycle people. We have all different sorts of people. Here on Commercial Drive, for instance, there's a very strong community on Commercial. And they, for years and years have been doing all kinds of stuff, activism included. They're very progressive as well. And so I think that this is a fantastic event that's happening. The city of Vancouver was overstretching their boundaries in a huge way by, doing what they did to us on Cannabis Day as part of it. But they're threatening to basically shut down anybody who gathers in a big group and say there's policing costs for this, so it's an event. Even if it's a protest, they're going to try and charge people for these things. And so it doesn't seem fair, and it just seems like the government is apparently trying to intimidate people.
And you'll notice they show up now at these events with more and more cameras.
Yeah.
They're in everybody's face with their, because, again, small little high definition recording equipment now is cheap, easy. They can have guys they got their poles.
Yeah.
They have
their selfie sticks, but they're not pointing at themselves.
Yeah. No, they're on like a monopod. But the thing about that is you can get that up high, get a look in,
And it's an intimidation technique for one thing.
It is. Well, again, this is why I brought up we need umbrella squads. People need to consider forming troops of, performers, get dressed up, be cool, and use umbrellas as part of your act, but also use that as a blocker from these intrusive cameras that are popping up everywhere now.
We should get a whole bunch of happy face umbrellas, like the happy face smile. And whenever, you said this before, just open them all up, big set of happy faces. We could even write smile on the bottom of it.
Just keep positioning yourself casually in front of the cops. Like, you can do it on the sly. You don't have to be like in the guy's face with an umbrella.
No, you just do it from wherever, and you get like 10 of those people together. It would look hilarious.
And not only that, 10 of them together makes a huge screen. Yeah. Now you're putting up a wall of you can't see me. Literally, you're putting up a wall. It
seems like a peaceful form of protest to me as well.
The first guy,
is it a weapon?
As soon as that happened, if you put up 6-8 umbrellas, immediately the guy with the camera is going to start walking around.
Yeah. Then you just put them up all around.
Well, no, then you just keep
moving.
You just keep,
It's more for fun than anything. It wouldn't, be a
fun.
very effective technique. Obviously, they would still be able to record you, but it would definitely be something that would get people's attention, especially theirs.
But the thing is, all the attention now is on the people with the umbrellas, not on the other people. You follow?
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole thing. It's not just a blocker, but it's also a distraction and a diversion. There's more to it. And also having other people doing things at your protest. A juggler steps in, somebody on stilts. All these things distract and take attention away from where you may want something else going on.
Right.
Or somebody spray painting the sidewalk. Or
the media would even pick up. We could put out a press
putting
release.
Up stickers. I mean, this is it. I think you start incorporating these things. This is the tactics that go back and forth. You see, this is how it has to play.
I think this thing that's happening on commercial is exactly the thing we need. And I was thinking before that they really seem to be like painting the pot people as the crazy ones, because of this whole, selling to youth or whatever. But really, that had nothing to do with it, and I think people are starting to see through that this was just one of those heavy-handed tactics by the cops here in the city of Vancouver because of this new attitude they have from, I guess it's the city manager's office, this attitude that they're just going to crack down on anybody gathering in big groups, and we're going to charge you. Well, I just don't understand why we're paying taxes already. Isn't that part of what taxes are for?
And they seem to have this attitude now that if you're going to have people around, we need lots of cops. Like somehow we're no longer responsible for ourselves anymore, and anytime there's a bunch of people, we have to have a shit ton of cops. Well, no.
Our babysitters now, I guess.
That's just well, you know what it is? Maybe with the pot laws loosening, there's all these cops with fuck all to do. So it's like, oh, we gotta have to like make work projects. You guys, they've freed up time.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, we can't bust them for weed anymore, so we're going to go and harass them for everything else they do.
If only they would just spend more time on the other crimes.
And I mean, again, it seems clearly the last bastion of prohibition is what they're on now. Oh, but the children. Because once you get past that, they have nothing. At that point, they've got nothing left.
And that's where we bring in David Malmolevine.
So we're at that point where we're right back to, that's the last. Well, if we keep bringing up the children, we'll hold on to that. Why we need cops for this? You see, but no. So that's and that one's going to fall very soon.
I think the children one's falling already.
On the couch.
Here, do you want me to trade spots so you can?
We never know who's going to show up on the. Here you go. See, now, I love to have you. You got a microphone. Come on. You got lots to say. All the things you were talking about.
Officer Cuffkey, you can't bust people anymore. It's legalized. Oh? What? We can't steal anybody's drugs anymore? No. What about kids? We can still steal their drugs. Oh, yeah. You can still do it. Oh, for a second there, I thought we were going to have to pay for it. But thank God we still get to bust kids. Hey, and we can still, feel up the teen girls for their drugs, right? Yeah, you can still do that. Oh, that's cool. And right on. Hey, we can still bust poor dealers and poor growers, right? Oh, yeah, there's lots of them. All right, well, we're okay with this kind of legalization. It still gives us an in. Still an angle, still some targets left. We'll say there's an epidemic of teen drug use requiring an increase in the budget to really tackle these renegade growers and dealers who are not listening to the health advice of their betters. Yeah. So, a couple of things about that. The stressedanddepressed.ca website has a bunch of new material on it, including original documents of the drug war, the Indian Hemp Report of 1893-94, LaGuardia Report, the Wooten Report, the Ledane Commission, the Schaefer Report, Greece, Costa Rica, Jamaica Studies, and the Senate Report. And all these things are available in the history galleries at stressedanddepressed.ca. And then we have articles, magazine articles that we put up in the booklets section of the website. So you're going to want to check out all the history, the history image galleries because there's lots and lots of pictures up there from all points in our history and all parts of our past, all the cannabis information. And then you're going to want to check out the homepage of cannabisculture.com because there's an Indiegogo fundraising effort to defend the farmers market. We're getting the
420 market?
The 420 market, the July 1st market. We're getting Paul Watson's lawyer, Terry La Liberté, who is not a stranger to the counterculture. His first client was Jerry Garcia.
I must say that the cannabis community's legal team is definitely a first stringer team.
Yeah, this guy's QC.
Yeah, we got the first string guys on our. We got an all-star team here.
He's and now it's Terry La Liberté.
Come on, this is an all-star team.
He's QC, Queen's Counsel, but he doesn't come cheap. We need a $7,500 retainer. But basically what we're going to argue is that it's always okay to commit a small crime to prevent a big crime. There's a section of the criminal code, section 8.3, where the common law exists, and PERCA is a case that determines whether you can use the necessity defense for your political protest. There was already a winning case where these protesters went in, occupied 4 embassies, wouldn't leave, kept banging drums and stuff, and then they defended themselves successfully in court using the necessity defense. So I think a similar case can be made, or at least to produce a lot of embarrassing evidence in court. So we need a good lawyer to convince expert witnesses to testify and to make this thing happen. You need a lawyer for that. So if you want to see cannabis farmers markets defended, go to the Cannabis Culture homepage, click on in the activism section on the second down is the Cannabis Farmers Market Indiegogo fundraising thing. You can check that out. And yeah, and on the 5th, we find out what the cops have in terms of video evidence. So that's in a couple of days from now. 2 days from now. And we will, if they have any images of, say, for example, Neil Magnussen selling to teens, we should be able to tell you that right away. And if they don't, we should be able to tell you that right away.
Yeah.
And if they ain't got nothing, then this it's going to be embarrassing for them to go to court over. Everybody involved still can't believe they're continuing on with this up until... Well, on the 5th, I will be watching cop videotapes all day, and by the end of the day, I should be able to tell you if they got anything on us.
Anybody else get in there? Is it just you?
No, I think everybody who got busted gets a copy of the cop videotapes. That's going to be evidence against them for their justified what have you.
All right.
So yeah, we're going to find out what the cops have in terms of that. Now, I'm of the opinion that if the cops have no evidence of Neil dealing to teens, that's one kind of argument. You can say that's scapegoating, witch hunting, cop tactic that should never be tolerated. But if they do have him dealing to teens, I think we should make the teen argument that, okay, Cannabis Day, 420, these are open to all protests. We're trying to create an ideal market rather than just the one people will settle for, because we do want to protect teens from the black market. And it's about time we all grew up and admitted that most people start in their teens. We want to protect most people from harm. And the black market's way more dangerous to cannabis users than cannabis ever could be. So it's time to make that argument in court, and we're prepared to do that too.
Right on. Well, that's good. We're looking forward to finding out what's going on there. So
as soon as I know, you guys will know too.
No, I know.
I can't wait to watch.
You guys know
Canada's most or least Irie cops, volume 1.
All right. Okay, you want to say something else? Are we going to go back to the protest on Commercial Drive?
We can talk about that.
Yeah. Okay. Did you, or what else there? Did you want to say something else?
There was one other thing.
One other thing. Go ahead, man. No, it's cool. We're just coming up on.
Yeah.
We're just coming up on 5 o'clock here.
It's better to have a civil and disobedient society than an uncivil obedient one.
Oh no, civil disobedience is
Thanks,
rock
David,
and roll
that's
the way
very
to
true.
go. Go ahead. What do you want to say?
Well, I just wanted to. I was going to mention,
cool.
aside from the Cannabis Day stuff and the Commercial Drive stuff, I just wanted to talk quickly about something that Jody and I went to a meeting at City Hall last week.
Yeah.
Where
Okay, go on, man.
they were giving out information about the new dispensary regulations here in town. And so on my show last week, on Friday, we talked a little bit about what it actually means for the city of Vancouver. And what we think, and just by looking at the actual bylaws themselves, unless the VPD does something like make their own rules or start busting people who aren't for some reason getting doctor's notes, there's nothing in the new regulations that actually states anything about them being medical at all. It's for all pot. So essentially,
that was clear at the City Hall.
Right.
I got that impression
from
the hearings, public hearings.
But we were waiting for, when we went for this information session, for
the
people
confirmation.
to ask. The confirmation. And people did ask directly about that and said, if we were to advertise that we're selling openly to everybody, one guy even said, if we were just cynically advertising, what would happen? They said, as long as you don't advertise to minors.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. That's awesome.
So it seems,
that's good.
And now, unless the lawyers tell us something different or the cops do something, there's recreational marijuana in Vancouver.
Well,
that's been legalized.
I got that impression from the public hearings partway through, and I was like, what? Because it kind of came up about, the really fine line between medical and rec use. And I think somebody made a comment about, I got a sore tooth or something, like coming up with the most lame ingrown hair. I have an ingrown hair. I need medical marijuana, right?
So it's like, why even bother? In Canada now, where we have these LP rules, where you have to have some sort of a container that has an expiry date on it, and that comes from an LP, and that actually makes the weed itself legal to carry.
Yeah.
The city of Vancouver is just kind of like, fuck all that.
We don't care.
No.
No, it's not the city cops. They won't care.
Exactly. Yeah, just if you get too far out of Vancouver, you might be in trouble.
Yeah, if you're dealing with, once you cross boundary, you're into RCMP territory. So it's another, they have to make their own policies. I mean, and that comes from the city always. I mean, that's the thing, I learned living in a small town, and it's no different. Like, so Burnaby City Hall does have some power over setting the mandate of what the cops prioritize. And that includes RCMP. Because I do know, for instance, in Port Alberni, where they actually said they wanted them to do one thing and cut down on another, and that's what they did. And they said, okay, they meet, the chief of the detachment meets with the mayor's office and their representatives, and they usually hash out what
they always work
agenda
together.
is if they want them cracking down on something particular. Because they have an X amount of budget. The city pays the feds for the policing costs for the RCs to be there. And it's usually, they figure it's a better deal than hiring their own municipal force and maintaining it. That's
but they also get to
them.
set the general tone and rules.
Sure they do. Yeah. If they want to have like a big crackdown for drinking and driving, they can do that, or not. And, if they want to have a grow busters team, that's their business too, right? Yeah, they can allocate their funds how they want. So
and that's kind of the way, I think that's the way it should be. People in the areas themselves, the city, I believe, should have a lot of power.
Well, yeah, it's going back to community, to strengthen community.
Then you just have like a standing army across the whole country. We pretty much, if the agenda was being completely set by Ottawa, it would be seemingly unconstitutional, at least.
Well, but sometimes the agenda comes down from Ottawa, and the RC say, look, federal rules are federal rules, and they are a federal police force, so they have to uphold federal law, and that's where the pot laws are coming in, you see? This is why that's why it's...
I'm not so sure, because a lot of communities that have RCMP seem to be... They have medical marijuana dispensaries in those places that haven't been busted. So,
they've obviously, like I say...
David says no. No, there's not too many.
Really
there's a few, though.
Not really.
No.
For now.
Yeah.
Until someone lifts a finger and
makes a complaint. Until Pam McCall gets a hold of him.
Makes a call.
Pam makes him a call.
Pam, uncool.
Yeah, well, I have nothing good to say about her, so I won't say
anyways,
anything at all.
Exactly. Oh, I was. That's all I wanted to say was just that whole Vancouver thing. I just thought it's kind of cool that we have legal marijuana in Vancouver. It's almost Amsterdam style, but they banned the vapor lounges as well. So we haven't actually. We don't have a lawyer that has verified. We will do that. I should call Kirk today.
Yeah, we're going to be all over this. This will be more to this story as it develops, and we'll be coming to you with that.
Yes.
All right, 5 o'clock. It's 5:01, and I want to go and I want to show a GoPro vid. Oh shit! Can somebody do me a favor and go put some money in my meter? My car's across the street. It's the black Acura right. It's right in front of the Bulldog. Okay. The meter's on the one on the ass of the car. I was like, what the? Oh, fuck, my meter. It's Sunday and the parkade's closed, so I had to park. I parked on the street. But, see, look at that. Never damn well use it as a telephone, but I use it for all these other things, you know. Oh, it's a countdown timer.
Yeah.
For God's sakes. All right, hang on, give me 1 second because I'm gonna reset my timer now. Okay, there we go. Good enough. Okay. That's not bad. It's going to cost me $2 less than normal to park at the meter for all this time.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll take a water. Please. And you can have one?
I'm okay for now.
Bring Carly, I don't know, a steak dinner. Steak dinner.
I'm a vegetarian.
From the keg. Oh, okay. Then I'll have her steak dinner.
Okay, that works.
Sorry. Let's watch the one with the French. $20,000 for the line. This is pretty cool. It's basically a skier. GoPro has this thing called the Line of Winter contest. And I guess whoever takes the best line of the winter with the coolest footage for on GoPro wins 20 grand.
Cool.
Yeah, that's pretty healthy.
Yeah.
But I watched this one. This line is insane. So you guys go ahead, check it out. This is absolutely nuts.
Right now, I'm about to hop on a Skype interview call with our Line of the Winter March winner, Leo. He thinks this is an interview about his win for the month of March, when really we're going to surprise him at the end of this interview and let him know that he won the full contest and won $20,000.
That was happened in Val d'Isère. It's my own resort where I grew up with all my family. I never travel around the world to ski, and every time I'm coming back here, and that's a place where I am happy to ski. And the line called the Vallée Perdue in French is like a canyon between two slopes. Me and this line is quite a long story. When I was kid, I was going to the ski school. The racing slope was just behind that canyon. So sometimes I was trying to take that canyon when the teacher was not looking at me and going faster than the rest of the group. The line was pretty sketchy this day. That's why I'm jumping on grass. That was first try this day, yeah?
So, the reason why we did this interview was you actually won the Line of the Winter contest. So congratulations, you are our overall contest winner, and you won $20,000.
Well, I'm gonna have a good evening tonight. Thank you to all the crew, and my dream girl. Thank you, guys. My dream come true.
Hey, there you have an insanely crazy The Line of Winter for 20 grand from GoPro. I watched that a few times. I was like, oh man, I wouldn't even thought there was a ski line through those rocks. This guy went through this like little tiny thing of rocks. I was like, what? Where's he going? And it looked like I skied into a blind cave.
That's crazy.
Oh,
I can't even imagine.
There was sheer rock on either side. It was like tight. It was pretty intense. Not a lot of room for error. Oh, look, there's Budsy. Hey, Buds.
Oh, Budsy.
Probably he's going to come in here and do some adjustments. He always likes to come and start rubbing on things. The camera usually moves it around. There he goes. He's
Yep.
Right for it. There it is. I'll move this camera for you. All right. Yeah, Buds.
Must investigate, huh?
Must look. Check. I'm a cat. I'm checking. What else is going on here? What else? Oh, I know. Well, Carly put up a good video for us.
Yes.
From the Young Turks. Yeah, me too. They're awesome. As a matter of fact, I was going to say, does Jeremiah point this one out to you?
No, I found this one.
Because he's all over the Young Turks. Like, usually got them on. Yeah.
I got to them first this time.
You did, eh? Well,
Yeah.
this one's good. This is Governor Chris Christie. What an asshat that guy is. Yo, you got this one ready to go, Tommy? Governor Chris Christie there, the Young Turks. It's him basically talking about going into like Colorado, I think it is, and he's going to overturn the legalized marijuana that the people voted for. Yeah, he wants to just come back and say, "No, if I'm president, I'm going to be an asshole." Anyways, let us roll that one, and we'll have a little bit of bullshit from Chris Christie.
You won't get the chance because it'll be President Trump.
Chris Christie's on the warpath. On what? On pot. He wants to double down on the war on drugs. This is the one issue you decided to pick up to stand out among the 17 different Republicans running for president. I hate pot more than others. What a dumbass issue to pick. Most of the country is now in favor of legalizing pot. I know most Republicans aren't, but they're not that adamant about it either. It's not like it's polling really well in the Republican Party. But he's decided this is going to separate him out from Rand Paul. Oh, Rand Paul, dangerous libertarian. I don't know why, but he thinks Rand Paul's his main opponent. So say, oh, Rand Paul endangering the country. Oh, my God, if there's a terrorist strike. He says it's not even Obama's fault. It's Rand Paul's fault. Okay, and the drugs, Rand Paul likes drugs. Oh, I hate marijuana. I hate it. Right? So he was in New Hampshire the other day, and he said, if you're getting high in Colorado today, enjoy it. Well, thank you. We will. But he continued to say, as of January 2017, I will enforce the federal laws. He's coming for you. He's coming for your weed. He's going to eat that all up and make sure you don't have any left. So he says, if I'm president, look, we know federal law and state law in that case do not agree. Colorado and some other states say that it's legal for recreational marijuana. The federal law says it's not. And Chris Christie says he's going to waste a lot of federal taxpayer money bothering to find, imprison, litigate against all the people selling legal pot in their states. I thought he was a fiscal conservative. And by the way, here, let me skip ahead a graphic. Sales of marijuana in Colorado brought the state an extra $53 million in tax revenue. So he's going to flush that money down the toilet, and he's going to spend tens of millions, maybe hundreds of millions of dollars chasing down people doing perfectly legal things in their state. Great. Why is he so upset about this? He says that any money, including that tax money that Colorado got, is blood money. Blood. Okay, dude, what are you talking about? The reason we had the blood in the first place is because you made it illegal, which then during Prohibition, what happens? Gangs happen, right? And since you made it illegal, gangs arose from it. Obviously, we've got a terrible gang situation down in Mexico. We have it here as well. They're all selling drugs. If you made it legal, those gangs would turn into Anheuser-Busch and Coors. Okay, and then you would love them because they would give you campaign donations. But right now, because of your insane war on drugs, you call it about blood money. But the blood isn't because of marijuana being so dangerous. Nobody just smokes marijuana and goes, oh my God, I'm bleeding from the ears. Okay, that doesn't happen. The blood is because it's illegal. All right. Finally, don't get too worried about Chris Christie. His chance of winning the presidency appears to be slim, which is the only thing slim about him. I'm here all week, everybody. What's his chance of winning? Fat chance. All right. Anyway, let's go to the swing states which he would have to win if he was going to win the presidency: Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Florida. Well, they don't agree with Chris Christie. 80% in those very important swing states say they support medical marijuana. In fact, 50% say they support recreational marijuana. And how many of those folks support Chris Christie? Well, his favorability rating in those 3 states, 30%. Sorry, but you're getting your ass kicked by marijuana.
All right, and we's back.
Hey,
And
does anyone here know who Ronda Rousey is?
Ronda Rousey, yeah, we know who Ronda Rousey is.
She's the undefeated female champion of mixed martial arts.
Yeah, I know who she is. Yeah.
She eats hemp seed. She decimated her last opponent.
Oh yeah, she's
9/11 was an inside job.
Yeah.
I saw, David, you share that article about her. Apparently she eats hemp. What is
She
it?
eats lots of
hearts
hemp.
or hemp seeds?
She eats hemp seed. Well, hemp hearts, probably same thing.
Same thing, yeah.
She's eating.
Yeah.
She's eating hemp.
She's eating hemp every.
She's
every
eating
day.
hemp.
And she thinks 9/11 was an inside job, too.
9/11's an inside job. So
wow.
yeah, no, she's cool. She's a badass. She's a definite
badass.
she's a definite badass.
Yeah, no kidding.
So we'll have I got another video coming up, courtesy of Jeremiah, about the fuck the police thing coming up, the protest and street party. But before we get on to that, I just want to talk a little bit. Another election thing you may not be aware of, changes. You may not no longer live where you think you do, or kind of, sort of. There's been quite a few new ridings and boundaries created for this since the last election in 2011. So here we are in 2015. There's been a massive readjustment of riding boundaries that has added 30 new seats to Parliament based on changes in Canada's population. Now, if you go to Elections Canada, they have an interactive map. You can check the boundaries there. Basically, Ontario has 15 new seats. Alberta and BC have 6 each, and Quebec has 3. And basically, in the rest of the provinces, constituencies were redrawn. New boundaries in Saskatchewan, for example, are creating several urban seats, where previously these were mixed urban and rural polls. So that should be interesting. If you look it up, actually in the 2011, I don't think the Conservatives took any seats in in urban areas in British Columbia. Like, there's a lot of places where they took no seats in major cities. All their votes pretty much came from rural votes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And there was an article. I think you were on the show that time. It was a long time back show, and we were discussing the fact they had an article how they found that voters, generally in rural areas, tend to be less educated, and where people in urban areas are of higher education and tend to vote for more liberal policies. Just anyhow.
Yeah, it's just
the way it is.
Yeah,
It's not
it's
not trying to,
Yeah.
but nobody's better than the other. It's just that this shows a difference. That's all.
Yeah. Well, everybody kind of figures that. That's not just necessarily a stereotype.
No. It's actually they did the study and they showed the stats that pointed it out exactly. So you can't argue with that. Well, Harper could, and he would, and he would. Yeah, but stats are stats. So, all right. What else? More debates, new formats. An election debate. What does it look like when it's not organized by a consortium of Canada's major broadcasters? What does a campaign look like when there are more than just two, one in English and one in French? How do strategists balance rehearsal time with campaign touring when debates are scattered over a long campaign? We'll find out soon. This Thursday, the debate hosted by McClane's magazine, political editor Paul Wells, that will feature Conservative leader Stephen Harper, NDP leader Tom Mulcair, Liberal leader Justin Trudeau, and Green Party leader Elizabeth May. So that's all the leaders going to be there. The others are September 17th, debate in Calgary on the economy, organized by the Globe and Mail and Google Canada. Harper, Mulcair, Trudeau confirmed. Date to be determined on foreign policy, hosted by the Monk Debates. Harper and Mulcair confirmed. Trudeau's been invited. October 2nd, debate on Quebec's TVA network in French, moderated by Pierre Bruno. Harper, Mulcair, Trudeau, and Bloc Québécois leader Gilles Duceppe confirmed. All right. October 7th, French debate organized by a consortium of broadcasters. Harper has not accepted the invitation, but Mulcair, Trudeau, Duceppe, and May expected. Okay, with a footnote that on Friday, NDP threatened to pull out of the consortium debate if Harper didn't attend. And then October 8th, English debate organized by the consortium of broadcasters. Harper has declined, but Mulcair, Trudeau, and May expected. Anyhow, so that's some changes there. What else? Post-TV campaigning, post-landline campaigning. An article about how most Canadians unplug their phones as well. Makes it harder for pollsters to build traditional random samples for public opinion research because of the cell phone thing. People dump the landlines. Again, very difficult. They still use phone banks to identify and mobilize supporters, but tools and strategies have changed. Hot for 2015, online voter databases. It costs a lot to fight the fast-paced advertising air war that's shaping up, and the ground war touring a big country like Canada is twice as long, takes serious money. So party fundraising, we expect to be inundated with that. If you're registered to any party or a member of any party, they are going to be hammering you for bucks over the next 11 weeks. Yeah, you're going to be hassled for money every time you even go anywhere. So, and you should give it to them if they're not Harper, Jeremiah says. Well, I leave that up to everybody themselves. Sometimes, better than money is sometimes volunteering time.
Yeah.
Working for a campaign or getting on board with a campaign to make sure that conservative dick fuck doesn't win in your riding. So you defeat the conservative person and you get, whoever. Anyone but conservative and voted in instead. So that's ABC policy. And that's one way, rather than give money, is to simply don't volunteer your time if you don't have money or don't want to give money. It's also one way to deal with canvassers for money too. Say, listen, I'll donate my time, but I have no money to give you. That's it. Yeah. Anyhow, the long campaign, as I'm sure many of you've heard, favors the cash-rich Tories. This long federal election campaign is going to be costing us millions more, so I encourage you to talk to your conservative candidates if you happen to be able to get them in any situations and ask them like, oh, why are you doing this because of the extra costs? And listen to them lie about, oh, it's not costing more. Oh, blame the other guy because they were campaigning already. Yeah, it's always, you watch how fast they try to get out of that one. Yeah. They won't ever just say, well, they won't give you the straight up. There was something else I wanted to mention. Oh, get off of there. Here's a question for everybody to consider. I wonder if anybody here knows. Does anybody here know how many prime ministers Canada's had? We've had 41 elections. This is the 42nd election, Canadian general election. Do you know?
Sorry, I was just talking to Tom.
How many prime ministers we've had in Canada? Canadian prime ministers has been in 41 elections. 28. We've had 28 different prime ministers in 41 elections. Yep, that's it. Well, we've had guys that have had many terms, right? 9 years here, 10 years here. Chrétien, Trudeau. I mean, all these guys ran long. Mulroney, they all ran long. They were decade-long terms, or close to, give or take, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
And the country's young.
Yeah. Like I say, we only had 41. This is only the 42nd election. We're 150-something years old. That's it. Yeah. The United States, they turned 200 in 1976? Was their 200th? Yeah. So, anyhow, that's what's going on. Do we got that other video up about the fuck the police video?
Oh, yeah.
Did,
up? Yeah, it's up. That's the one?
Yeah. Let's roll that one.
Going down for real. It's going down for real. It's going down for real.
Hey, we're back. And so I didn't actually see that video, but I could hear parts of it.
Sounded cool.
It sounded interesting, yeah. Oh. So don't forget, August 21st on Commercial Drive, Fuck the Police Protest Street Party. These are unjust regulations and costs. We have a right to protest, and that's the way it's going to be.
Yep.
So there you have that.
I love it.
Yes, I think I'm going to try to make that and be down there for that as well. Recording the entire thing in high definition in a wide-angle format. Am I giving away weed today? You know what? I think we should probably give some weed away for our online viewers. But you know what? Because it is a holiday, the office was closed and I didn't pick up any weed. So I have no weed to weigh.
Oh.
Do we have some weed to weigh?
We do, yeah. We can
All right. As long as we got, I'm sure. Like, I don't know. Are you kidding? In this, you ask around the line.
We decided to.
Does
just bring
anybody
our
have
flowers.
any weed?
We were like, let's leave our flowers at home today.
Wait, Tommy, what do you got there?
Tommy's got some nuts.
We're asking for some marijuana. Oh, look. Ask and you shall receive. Marijuana. See, we look at that. What's this? What is it? Eh? Della! Della!
Streetcar named Herbals.
Ooh.
Della Hayes. Yeah, man. Let me get the scales on in here and I'll hand bomb the bud can. Ooh.
Put it right on your MacBook or something.
How's that? So there's the bud of Della Hayes. And,
If you own a Mac, that's your only chance to actually kind of get a reference to the size because of your keys.
yeah, there you are.
That's funny.
That is funny. Okay, so there you have that. Actually, even if you don't own a Mac, we'll throw that in there. That's the lid of a water bottle. And remember, one guest only, and you must have a Canadian mailing address. No U.S. addresses, please. And one guest only. And how many people we got watching today, Tommy?
We got 44 viewers.
44 viewers. Well, thank you guys, everyone, for tuning in today. I hope you're all smoking something. Look at you blowing kisses at me.
Yeah, I love them.
So, yeah, wonderful. And so there you are, folks. I'm going to unhand cam that. Turn this back on. So what kind of guesses are we getting there? Tell us what kind of guesses we're getting. I'll repeat what you say. 2.3, 2, 1.3, 1.9, 3.2. All right. Well, let's get the bud cam on here and we'll see what it weighs. Okay, it's moving around, but it was 1.4 is the actual weight.
That would be Weed Ninja here.
Weed Ninja? Nice, Weed Ninja. Yay. Congratulations. What did he get? Yes, he had. What did you guys? 1.3?
1.4.
He was on one. Oh, ding, ding, ding. Get dead on. Bang. All right, nicely done. Send me your mailing info to Opus Farms at gmail.com. That's OPUSPHARMS at gmail.com. And yeah, there you go. Look at Tony run over here. Give me that fucking bud back. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's cool. Right on. Thanks, Tommy, for putting up the stunt bud.
Stunt bud. I like that.
Yeah, that's what we call them here on the show. The ones we throw up on for the guessing, they're stunt buds. Gotta have a name for everything. Should have like like when we take the show on tour, we should have like a big travel case, open it up, stunt buds written on the side. Yeah, push it on, have it on wheels, you have to push it around, like here.
White stars, like the America jumpsuit.
Stunt buds on tour.
I like that.
Yeah. Okay, let's watch another video. By the way, and that marijuana guessing game, actually, how much does that bud weigh, was brought to you from our sponsor, 3 Happy Cats, your perfect provider. And check out their website, 3happycats.biz. And, that's what's going on there. We're going to watch, this is way cool. Probably some of the best footage I've ever seen, onboard footage from a racing bike, Grand Prix motorcycle, I've ever seen. This is on board with Team Aviante at the MotoGP Round 7 in Catalunya, Spain. Can you put that one up for us, please, Tommy? Watch this partway through, just how close these guys get.
Here hold their breath. Round 7 of the MotoGP World Championship is underway now.
Hey. Oh. We're back.
We're back. Yes, we are.
Got distracted. No, I didn't. I was joking. History lesson. That's what. I told you about this earlier.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yay.
History lesson time. Let's take it back. Way back to August. Almost this time, many years ago, but 1982. When many of you probably weren't even born yet. Some of you. Other of you were very young. But I remember this very well. Back then in 1982, we had Prime Minister Pierre Elliott Trudeau. That's right. Justin Trudeau's dad was the Prime Minister of Canada. And he had just returned from his holiday out west. And he came back from his little holiday with the knowledge that people were angry. They were so angry, in fact, they were angry enough to throw shit at him, or particularly his vehicles. When he was on a train and he exited the Connegat Tunnel in Rogers Pass, they pelted his railroad coach with tomatoes. They did. They threw tomatoes at his train car as it came out of the tunnel. In Exshaw and Canmore, and on the outskirts of Calgary, they pelted his car with eggs. And then, in Sudbury, Ontario, 500 people threw rocks, eggs, and tomatoes at the coach, breaking 2 windows in the process. Hey? I believe he fingered people somewhere in BC, and it was when he went. So this came out of because people were protesting at like railroad crossings, and no, he was in a window. He He was in the window, but he went through one of the crossings, and the guards were down, right? Ding, 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 ding. And there was all these people, cars were stuck. And as they went through, he was in the window like this, giving the finger. So after that, everywhere, the people just said, if you're going to give us the finger, if that's what you think, here's what we think of you. And they started throwing shit at him. At his motorcades. Like, people were pissed.
Yeah.
So they say history repeats them. And it's funny because here on day one of this campaign, the other day we had people sitting in front of Harper's bus, stopping it from moving and protesting. And there was people sitting on the ground. I saw this. Somebody had a great big cardboard sign that said, "Fuck Harper." Yes. That was in the HuffPost Canada online, so like people could just, what's in this pictures? Look at the story, and nice big picture in the HuffPost. Fuck Harper. People sitting in the streets, armed thugs. I mean, that's day one of an 11-week campaign. Things are going to get damn interesting, but it'll be real interesting if people start throwing eggs at Harper's bus. Well, these days, exactly. Somebody made a comment about that today it's like, you'll get shot at, it's terrorism, blah, blah, blah. But, you get arrested, yeah. But, a protester apparently was arrested yesterday or the other day in Montreal when they were protesting Harper's first stop on the campaign there. So that will be interesting to see what happens. But I heard, though, that people were putting Stop Harper stickers on the bus.
That's so awesome.
Don't
stop.
The little Stop
Don't
Harper
stop.
stickers, so that's always good. Like, walk by, give it a plaster those things on it is.
Yeah.
That's become the new egging. We'll sticker you. Yeah, we don't need it. We don't egg you no more. That's wasting food. We're smarter. We've woken up. We don't throw things. We just walk right up, put a sticker on you.
You can wash food off. You can't wash a sticker off quite as easily. We want people to see this.
Yeah.
As many people to see it as possible.
Now, there's always the covert attack, which is the best.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if people... I forget who they damn did it to. It was an American, either ex-president or it might have been Clinton. I can't remember. Do you remember a photo that was circulating around about an American politician? Somebody got to pose with them and had written on their hands a message that was anti that president or that politician. So when they got to do the shake hands, smile they got their hand out and nobody noticed, and that photo actually got leaked to the media. It should have been vetted.
It's like
So those are always good if you can get a real covert. Yeah, and it was so cool because the guy just written the message on his hand. So he put his hand out while he was shaking.
It's like the scene in Wayne's World. I remember that when he's holding up the little cue cards with the guy sitting next to him, and it says like he blows goats on him.
Yeah, but much more covert than that. Yeah, but that was funny too. Yeah, he blows goats. Oh God. Hey, you got another one of those dabs?
Yeah, I do.
I'll take one of those dabs.
Dab, yabba dabba doo.
I think it's time for Opus to have a
Opus
dab
dab
here
lifestyle
on the show.
Yeah. Yeah,
All right.
What do you think about the dabs, Opus? Are you a big, huge dab guy? Do you like the BHO, the rosin?
I'm not a big dab guy, no. I mean, I like the dabs, but no, actually, I'm a flower guy. I really appreciate high-end flowers, though. I mean, but you know me and where I come, my background, I mean, I'm not even happy with stuff I'm growing and sometimes anymore. It's like
Right.
my
You're a
standards
grower.
are crazy high.
Yeah.
I'm an award-winning grower, man.
Yeah.
Long time. That's
Flower lover.
Hey,
Flower child.
if they would just legalize weed and make things and have really good regulations, I would just go back to being a gardener.
Give that to you there.
Thank you.
This Bob Marley drink, I was just going to say I wanted a swig of it, but the last time I took a swig of this stuff, I literally almost passed out standing up because it has some sort of sleepy time melatonin.
The
It's
opposite of an energy drink. it's the opposite of an energy drink. It makes you feel relaxed. It doesn't necessarily make me feel tired though, but it definitely makes me feel like
It's melatonin.
yeah. It feels good. It feels nice.
It makes me sad to see Bob Marley's family use his likeness to sell cheap drinks and other things, though. Like, you know, I love Bob, but why? I guess they're just trying to make some. You know, Bob probably would have wanted them to, though. I bet, to make money for his family and everything. Why the hell not? I guess.
Yeah, but his family actually supports much of and employs much of 9 Mile, which is the village where Bob is buried, where he was born, and where he is laid to rest. And his mother is there and stuff too. They up at the, and I've toured the Marley estate, or at 9 Mile when I've been to Jamaica a couple times now, and actually both times. And the second time I went, it's funny how much more stuff had been done. But when you first go in and you're waiting for your group's turn to go in, and they got you kind of in a bar area, a holding area, and there's videos on the wall, like a screen with a looped video going to moving some history and background. But you look around the area, and there's like a big cement water storage facility. There's like the different things and the improvements. That all came out of Marley money. Yeah. That was nothing. So that everyone in that town's got some kind of benefit. They're benefiting from the Marley family. So knowing that too, it's not just going that they're making money. That money's going in back to the Jamaican
That's
community.
good to hear. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Then I feel good supporting drinking the melatonin.
Not so much this stuff, no. But when they sold out,
yeah,
the money went there originally.
You know, today I just noticed I read Alternate a lot. If you Alternate.
Alternate's a great.
Yeah,
I
have
subscribe.
A lot of cool
I get
news.
Daily updates.
They had a story up there today that was like the 10 biggest rock and roll conspiracies of all time. And, of course, Bob Marley was on the list.
Oh, of course.
And because I'm not, most of the people watching this show probably know, but not everybody does, that there's what seems like a very valid conspiracy theory, in my opinion, about the death of Bob Marley. Strange
how
that Bob
contracted the cancer.
Yeah, he died of toe cancer.
Yep.
But just before all that happened, he was given a gift of a pair of cowboy boots by literally the son of the director of the CIA.
Soccer boots. Oh, I thought they were soccer boots.
Well, they were like cowboy boots apparently. And he was. What happened was the Wailers at the time were a very political band, and Bob was, of course, very political in Jamaica, and so there were attack squads who were trying to, kill Bob. Actually, he was under threat of assassination, and they had gone out in the jungle, and they were like, the Wailers were protected where nobody could get at them, and the son of the CIA, the director of the CIA at the time, pretended that he was a cameraman. He's a filmmaker, still is a filmmaker to this day. Made a movie about his dad, actually, but he got in there and he gave Bob these boots. And when Bob put his foot in one of the boots, there was a piece of copper wire. There was a copper wire embedded in the boot. And so they tore it out, and it was this little piece of copper wire. And then within a year, Bob was dead of toe cancer. So there you go. Yeah. True story. Look it up. Alternate.
The other side of that, though, is Bob could have had his toe amputated and stopped that. But it went against his religious beliefs as Rastafari. They don't believe in any amputation.
Right, there's that too.
So there's that part there. So even if it was a conspiracy, Bob had the choice. You see what I mean? So, but then again, you could argue that, the conspirators knew that. So
right, and apparently Bob had a doctor who wasn't the best. Now I'm not too.
Yeah, he didn't have a good doctor. No.
Yeah. But yeah, anyways, I don't know where that came. Oh, the Bob drink.
Well, that's good. No, because you're drinking.
Oh man,
so my nose is itchy.
Your nose is itchy. So I guess we have all kinds of summer stuff coming up. Mick, you and I.
Time to do cocaine.
What?
No.
You and I are headed to Saskatoon, not too far from now.
Well,
I guess that's October.
Okay, well, that's yeah.
Is that going to happen or not?
Well, I have a meeting the day after tomorrow, Wednesday.
Oh.
With my boss.
Ah.
Yeah, and I don't know about travel at this time. I may not be able to go.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah, but I will know more by next week. So, Ishka Bibble, Bob's your uncle. Smoke more weed. Cultivate freedom. Fuck Harper.
Here, I'll let you in here, Tommy. Carly.
Anyhow, that's just about most of the time we had for today. Oh, here's, by the way, FYI, if you are thinking of screwing with, excuse me, if you're thinking of screwing around with like conservative election signs, like tearing them down or setting them on fire or defacing them or, you know, in anything else, don't. There's some extremely serious penalties for screwing around with election signs. Big fines and jail time. And I can guarantee you they don't screw around with this. They will make an example of your ass. So if you don't even think about doing that shit, or if you are, don't tell anybody, don't get caught. Just don't take credit, don't take pictures. Leave that for the media. Leave that for someone else to go by and post pictures on Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh, look, don't So, yeah, that way, it doesn't come back on you.
Yeah.
Don't take credit.
Gotta be smart about
But
it.
I just want people a lot of people don't realize that, and they go out, oh, yeah, fucking. There was some people in Victoria years ago, I think it was a provincial election that damaged the whole whack of liberal signs all the way down the boulevard on Pandora Street, and they were drunk, but they got caught, and then they kind of got close to getting in severe shit. I think it was getting drunk's what saved them. They kind of
That it wasn't actually a
that's where
political
you realize, oh, you can get a lot of trouble. I think it was because the guy had the money to reimburse the candidate for the signs. The cost directly is what got him out of it or something, but. Rich drunk.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So probably made a nice donation to the party too. No, they were all they took a picture. They had a picture in the news. They were all sliced. They were those kinds with the plastic bag over the wire frame. So they were sliced all the bags whatever. But I just thought I'd just put that out there because, knowledge is power, so what you know is way to go. Now, one of the things that we came up with earlier, a suggestion for battling signage, just put up your own sign blocking the conservative sign. It's not against the law. Well, it's at least it's not against the election law. I mean, don't put up a vote for me sign. Put up a sign, I don't know, smile, have a nice day. That's all. Whatever. A positive, message of something, right?
Yeah.
And just put up you're not supposed to put up signs, but fuck them. Put up a sign anyway. Just block their signs. That's kind of funny. That sends its own message. Free the weed. There you go. Put up a sign. Happy 420. Yeah, there you go. Something, right? Just a big picture of a pot leaf. There you go. In front of conservative signs, big signs.
Yeah, I like it.
Hey, see? There we go. Make a sign, and just have a picture of a huge pot leaf, put that in front of every conservative sign. Right in front of it. Yeah. Is plant yours. A big pot leaf picture.
With a little Trudeau head on the corner of it.
Yeah. And a Mulcair look like he's doing a Kilroy.
That'd be awesome.
That's funny.
Yeah, somebody get on that. Make some memes. Kilroy, Harper, and we have too much fun on here.
Yeah,
all right.
Cartoon characters.
Cartoons. That would be good. Okay, so this is the show. Oh, I want to say, hey, congratulations, and I hope you have a great run to Sarah Hanlon at Vapor Central, who's got her first show up today. It's on right now on another channel. So don't go there. Stay here. Watch this show.
We love you here.
Yeah, no, we love you guys at VC, and so that's all good. Really cool. Good luck, and have a great time.
Yes,
And so tune in
absolutely.
later and watch us on the record. You can always catch up. So, and that's about it. So what else is happening? Wednesday, who's here? Marijuana Man. He'll be here from under the sea desk with another rip-roaring episode of informative stuff. I have no idea what he's doing.
Like that tidbit of information.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Of course, Friday, Jeremiah Vandermeer will be back with From Under the Sea Desk. From Under the Sea Desk. You'll be here on Wednesday from Under the Sea Desk, but you're probably here Friday with CCN News. That's it.
Yeah.
And Saturday, the Redbeard Show. Yay, I didn't forget. And, Redbeard, check it out. Glass blowing crafts and tips and tricks.
Very cool.
Oh, yeah, learned some cool shit
Yeah.
there. That's an awesome thing.
Yeah, super fun to watch.
And, and Redbeard's lots of fun. He's a funny guy.
Yeah.
Good. Oh, Redbeard's a great guy.
Yeah, he is.
And, of course, I will be back on next Monday here in the 420 Lifestyle Show. And I think next week we'll profile one of the other leaders and move away from Harper, unless he gives us some juicy shit. We'll try to keep, though, up on the lie counter thing. We'll see if we can't get that going and keep track of how many lies he tells a week over the next 11 weeks.
Perfect.
We should have that weekly update. How many lies are we at now? All right. So with that, I will bid you all see you later and keep cultivating your freedom. Peace.